Hello and welcome to A Star to Steer Her By, a Star Trek podcast. My name is Caitlin.
Oh, I wooed too early again.
God damn it. All these premature ejaculations.
It happens to lots of women.
My name is Caitlin, and joining me today are...
Jake.
Chris.
And Ames. Yay!
And everyone here is a premature ejaculator, by which I mean just Ames.
It is so sticky.
Oh, I think you got some on my foot. And we're here today to talk about two episodes.
Wait. What episode is it?
Do you mind?
Let her do her thing.
I'm excited.
Are you also going to prematurely ejaculate?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what I was going to say now.
Oh, no.
But we got 99 episodes.
And a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
What?
Isn't that what they say that?
Does
I got
it say
99
that?
problems and a bitch ain't one. Hit me. Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
Pretty sure they say it. Well, I don't know. We'll
Maybe.
look it up later.
Maybe, possibly.
Anyway, today is episode 99.
Woo! Wayne Gretzky.
Was he number 99?
Yeah.
I didn't
He's
know
the
that.
only... They retired his number
Whoa.
from the whole league.
Really?
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Cult of personality.
What?
They worship him.
That's true.
Who doesn't? What? Anyway, we're here to talk about two episodes of The Next Generation. Totally new and different. We're first going to talk about Clues. We watched it 5 minutes ago, and I already don't remember what it was about. Oh, yes, I do. Here we go. Okay, we're first going to talk about Clues.
Minor mysteries.
Minor mysteries. So, basically, the clue. Yup. Wow. The crew of the Enterprise are all knocked unconscious when they go through a wormhole, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
Everyone except...
Data does.
Everyone except for Data, who can't be knocked out by wormholes because he's not people. Sorry, Data. And then he spends the rest of the episode lying about what happened when they went through the wormhole. The reason why he did that is because they did not in fact go through a real wormhole, but instead fell into a trap by some species called the Paxons. Paxons, is that right?
That's right.
Cool. By the Paxons...
It's the one note I have from this episode, because it's a bottle episode, so there's no other fucking people in it.
It's true. So the Paxons are like, hey, you should not know that we are here. We're gonna fucking kill you. And Data's like, no, let me instead... Let's do it over again. Knock them out.
I'll use all my acting abilities. Data.
Which we saw in last week's episode, how he has progressed.
He Scrooged everyone.
Yeah. So Data, under Captain's orders, goes into the computer and alters everything and fudges some numbers and makes it look like, when they go through the wormhole a second time, the wormhole, quote unquote, that they look like they've all been knocked out for 30 seconds and, everything's totally normal. Unfortunately, there are clues everywhere that something else is going on. I don't know, Deanna's freaking out about something as usual.
Yep.
Wesley Crusher's yeast grew too fast or something. Cotton candy plants grew too much.
Beverly.
Spores. What did I call her?
Wesley.
Same thing.
Wait, Wesley's always doing experiments. He probably left that behind.
I don't know, there are other clues, but... Worf had a broken wrist, yeah. And
their beards didn't grow! Their beards didn't grow!
Oh, Jordy. Anyway, basically, Data lies his way through this, and then...
Data couldn't have just shaved everybody? Seriously? Anyway, I'm sorry, Caitlin, but that's just bothering me.
No, that's cool. I know how you feel. You have your revenge. Yeah, so there are all these clues around that, it was more than 30 seconds, and they did a really shitty job covering up. So it's all revealed because one of the Paxons, or the Paxon, are there many Paxons? I don't really know. I guess there are probably more than one. But anyway, part of this weird green floating in space cloud consciousness thing puts itself back into, I guess, Troy's body, and is like, yo, you fucked up. And Data's like, but, give me more time. And the Paxton's like, no, bitch, give me my money, I told you. But instead of bitch giving them their money, they decide to go back and try it one more time with less fuck-ups this time. And, yup, that's the episode.
One more time with feeling.
At the end, they find out that Data, we find Data telling the same lies all over again. Yup, just 30 seconds, and then making a really awkward, weird, smiley face that made me uncomfortable. That's it. Everybody's happy. Yeah, it's a podcast, so like they can't see that.
Oh, I know. I was just hoping one of you would notice.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
and I
look like
just
looking
don't-
at you, Chris.
Wow. Well, you're sitting in the wrong seat. You have the best view of him in the whole
seat.
house.
Jake's got the best seat.
because he can look at me. Obviously.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And that kitty.
Or do you mean
There's
because?
a kitty.
Oh, or
Two
you mean because he
kitties.
can't see Chris?
Yes.
Oh, look over there.
No.
You should really. You should acknowledge him because then he'll stop. No, but he's not going to stop. Well, anyway, if he keeps making that face, he can't talk.
That's
So,
true. I'm
Just
happy with
bonk him on
that.
the snout with the newspaper.
Bam, bomb, bomb. What the fuck did that asshole say in Miri?
Right back on the head.
Bonk, bonk on the head. There we go. Great. Okay, so that was that episode. It was fine. I was really like confused by it at first, and was really upset because I was like, "What the fuck? What did they do to Data?"
Yeah, once Data said, "You're the one who gave me this order," you seemed to have it click in your head.
Yes.
I heard an audible "Oh" from Caitlin. And that's not even because Data was on screen.
It's actually because I was masturbating. You weren't supposed to notice. Anyway, in First Contact, Riker is down on Malcor 3 and dressed up like a Malcorian, or whatever they call themselves. And he gets himself fucked up. How did that happen exactly? That's the one thing I missed. Why is he in hospital?
There was something about, like... There was some kind of demonstration, it sounds like, and it went wrong. So he talked about, like, riot police?
What
It feels
the
like it was
fuck?
an abandoned thread.
That's interesting. So
As long as he got injured,
Well,
they got where they needed to go.
what happened was he got bonked on the head, and so he's brought to the hospital. But of course, he's got human insides. He's got,
Fingers.
He's got Malcorian facial stuff because he had some reconstructive surgery done. But they weren't going to redo his hands and feet and move organs and fix ribs and wherever the fuck else. So
Crusher's not Pulaski, after all.
Oh shit! And Pulaski, as we all know, is too busy being stuffed with crumpets to fuck around with Riker's dumbass.
I think she actually had left the Enterprise. She just locked herself in a holodeck with...
Moriarty. Wouldn't you?
It's a good life.
I would. And
I know there's a lot of character names in this one, so I don't even know if you can keep
I'm
up.
not even worried
There's
about
too
that.
many.
I don't even care about that. I'm just sort of ignoring that. So he wakes up in hospital. They're like, "Are you an alien?" And he's like, "No, it's all just a birth defect or something." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that seems plausible." And then they're like, "Hey, what's this phaser?" And he's like, "No, that's not a phaser. It's a toy." And they're like, "But you don't have kids." And he's like, "It's for my neighbor's kid, asshole.
Creeper.
Because I'm a nice guy. I definitely don't buy them ice cream and tell them that it's a secret between me and them and then bring them toys. What kind of weirdo would do that?" Then he's like, "Hey, did you find my pretty brooch?" And they're like, "No, sorry." And he's like, "Fuck, I'm stuck on this fucking planet with these assholes forever." But not so, because as it turns out, the reason why he's on Malcor 3 is because the Malcorians, or whatever, are right on the edge of going into the space and seeing the universe and having their teeny tiny worldview blown to smithereens. And that's why he's there. They're making first contact, just like the title. When Riker's communicator is separated from himself, they decide to beam down Troy, for who knows why, and the captain, which seems like a great choice when you're going into a potentially hostile environment. But anyway,
Well, they couldn't have used Riker. He was busy.
it's true. They
you
beam
wouldn't
down,
send
but
Worf.
again, and he's the fucking second, in command. What is going on? So they go down and they chill out with Marista.
Yeah.
That's a weird name. They chill out with Marista, who's the Minister of Science, and who has been helping them figure out how to go into space. And they're like, "Hey, we're from space, and we have way better technology than you, and BT Dub, one of our people is lost, and we need help." And she's like, "Oh yeah, no problem, but whatever you do, don't tell the Chancellor that you've been spying on us, because he won't like it." And it turns out she was right, because when he finds out, he gets kind of pissed off. Meanwhile, Riker's still in hospital, trying to escape, and some crazy bitch is like, Tova. That's her name, is Tova?
No, Tova's the other. There were two nurses.
Oh,
Linnell
what's
is
her? Linnell.
is the one.
Oh, Linnell, you freaky bitch. This nurse, Linnell, is like, "I can help you escape, but first you have to put it in me."
Yeah. What does my note actually say?
Another nurse who's down to plow.
That's my note.
Nice.
Down to plow.
Down to plow. Oh, and that was BB Neworth. That's why she looked familiar.
Hey, Jake, sing the song.
What?
Hey, I hear the blues are calling, toss salads and scrambled eggs.
Who's BB Newer?
She plays Lilith
Lilith
Lilith.
The
on
wife.
Frasier.
Oh.
and
In
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. She was the fucky nurse.
Yes.
Weird.
Apparently, they fucking loved her in that role too. They wrote it for her.
I mean, it's fucking perfect. Anyway, sorry,
It
go on.
was so good. She was awesome. She's the reason why things like the ovipositor exist.
We know she has one.
Yeah.
And you know Riker oviposited.
Several times, I'm sure. Anyway, she tries to help him escape. He gets punched in the chestal cavity or something.
Kidney.
Yeah, right, his renal systems, they did say that. Who's to say that these people would even have a renal system, though? Like, they're not necessarily built like us. Why would they necessarily know what a kidney is?
Let's discuss that in a couple minutes, guys.
All right,
there's
fine.
a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot of it, and I don't like it. Anyway, so he winds up in fucking hospital again, but this time, unfortunately for him, his new nurse has a much less friendly bedside manner. Crayola Crayons, the security minister, is like, I'm gonna pump you full of uppers and then question you and then make you kill me or make it look like you've killed me with your toy, and then, we'll never go to space and for Malcor 3, I guess. And he does that, and they're like, oh, Krolla, you silly prick. And Beverly, not Wesley Crusher, beams him up and fixes him, beams Riker up and fixes him, and in the end...
Pulaski style.
And in the end, the Chancellor is like, sorry, Marista, we can't do the space thing. Clearly we're not ready. Pew, 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 pew. And Marista's like, Jean-Luc, get me off this crazy thing called Malcor 3. And Picard is like, sure, let's go. And they leave.
And they take her with them.
And they live happily ever after.
I bet she wants to plow Riker, too.
Well, actually, that was the thing, too, is at one point, she's... At the end of the episode, which I love, she's like, before you go, I just have one thing I need to ask you for, or whatever. And I was like, yeah? You want to plow? And she's like, take me with you. And I was like, oh.
Well, first she said, take me. And you were like, ah?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she said, like, with you. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, take me. I was definitely excited. I was very excited for that to happen. Anyway, yeah, so that was probably one of the most, like, cohesive and coherent
synopses
I've ever given. Yeah.
So, clues, right?
Mm-hmm.
It all immediately falls apart the second they
Yeah.
go to a starbase, and everyone's like, your calendar is off by 2 days.
I thought they waved that away, though.
Well, but they sync up with a thing. But surely if they do, like, any kind of audit later, they're going to be like, no one did any log entries, personal or otherwise.
I thought the idea was going to be that the wormhole warped time.
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah,
what
wasn't
it
that
would
why? I
have
think the first thing
Ooh, I should
Data
look.
says when everyone wakes up is
Sync with.
let me go and sync back up.
Yeah, like they were.
Granted,
Yeah,
now he'll
like
go 2
they
days
only
off,
experienced 30 seconds, but outside of their
Okay, I guess that too.
time frame, it was
I guess that could
2
be
days.
used to...
1 day
I
the
thought it was
first
just
time,
1
2
day.
days. Well,
Oh.
but
You
the
said
second
do it
time,
again.
it would have been 2 days.
Gotcha. Well, listen, it's science fiction.
Yeah.
If I've learned anything from
the
Doctor
other thing,
Who,
though,
you can just
is
wave a magic
have
wand
the
and...
Has this ever worked for the Pac Suns?
They probably normally just kill people.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
they're
no, 'cause
cool
they're
with
normal- they're normal-
Normally, they don't have a data on board either.
Yeah.
But here's
that's
the
right.
thing. It wouldn't, in my opinion, I don't think it would have worked at all.
Because they wouldn't be deterred. They'd be like, "What the fuck happened? Let's go back."
Because
Like
here's-
the fucking weird moss covered
the
rock.
the moss stuff would have grown.
Oh, that's yeah.
Cotton
The
candy.
cotton candy would have grown.
Moss.
Yeah.
They would have gone back to investigate the M-class planet. Because they wouldn't have had somebody to falsify the records. The ship's chronometer would have gone forward a full day. So,
Yeah.
and the only thing that wouldn't have suggested the passage of time is their beards wouldn't have grown.
I feel like that's something...
That was the Pac Suns' whole thing. It's like the Pac Suns are having their meeting and they're like, okay, well, so we're just going to kill any ships. And there's somebody there's like, well, I don't want to kill people. And they're like, okay, well, can we just like put them to sleep and drag them, tow them through the space? Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, and then somebody at the meeting is like, but what if their beards grow? What do we do? What happens? They'll figure it out if their beards have grown.
That's their chordy.
I bet another race had that happen before, and then they learned from that mistake. That was their trial run with the beard thing, and they realized, okay, next time we make it so their biology doesn't work, or we just fucking shave them. We can fucking shave them.
That is something no one would have thought of. Except some random-ass writer somehow did. And was like, we have to explain it. And it's like, If you hadn't mentioned it, we never even would have considered.
Oh,
they were so like persistent about the moss growing, the fungus thing.
Geordi was just so excited about talking about his beard. Here's my theory. I don't think Geordi can grow a beard, and people were starting to get weirded out that he never had stubble.
We've seen him shave before.
Yeah, remember
he has to keep up appearances.
Oh, that's true.
He has that. He's like, oh no, I want to do it with this old-fashioned razor because it's better somehow. And Data's like, you're a fucking idiot.
Just use your phaser and blast it at your face.
He was just pretending, though. He put the shaving cream on and he just wiped it off. There wasn't a blade in there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But Data wouldn't know any better.
Yeah, Geordi, he brought up the beard growing thing twice.
That explains why our beards didn't grow.
He's right next to Worf. He's like, yeah, nice try.
That was a good Michael Dorn impression.
Thank you.
Please do it often.
Yeah, probably falls apart after 2 words.
Great.
I also imagine in the future, like, there would be some cream you could rub on your face to prevent your beard.
Yeah,
from growing.
it's kind of like Nair, but
well,
it
Nair
works.
like burns your follicles out, doesn't it? It's like
I
a
mean,
chemical.
I don't know.
thing.
I don't know. It's not permanent though.
No, but it like
lasts longer than a shave.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that you want.
I mean, they already have
electrolysis.
electrolysis. I'm sure they just have a better version of that takes like 8 seconds. You don't have to go more than once and.
Or it's a pill, anti-beard pill, beard away.
That you just that you take when you don't want a beard and stop taking when you do want a beard, like birth control.
Riker's allergic to it, like Retinax.
Oh, he grows hair in his eyeballs. Oh God!
That's actually a thing, isn't it?
No, that
no, your eyelashes can grow inward.
That's
yeah,
right.
they don't grow out of your eyeball though.
No, but I thought maybe like hair formed within the cavity of the eye or something.
That's disgusting.
I mean, that's basically what that is, sort of, almost.
Yeah.
But no, yuck. Anyway.
Speaking
of eyelashes, do you know that Elizabeth Taylor naturally had 2 rows of eyelashes?
I think I've heard that, yeah.
That actually, the condition she had is what often leads to that. She got lucky in that she just had a double row instead of having stuff stab her.
Oh, is that true? Oh, there you go. Cool. Well, we've come full circle. Jerk.
Anyway, I was also expecting a much better cover-up from Data.
Yeah.
Like he...
Were you?
Yeah, I mean, granted...
He wasn't asked to be creative.
True.
Well, maybe
he just says asked not to reveal anything, and that's what he did. Every time they asked him, he's like, I can't say.
But he was like ordered to... Didn't he order him to lie about it?
Yeah.
So then he should have been more...
Creative?
No, just like less honest. Like, you feel like he was only halfway to lying. Like I cannot confirm. Like, just say, no, or, yeah, there you go.
Well, at first he was. It's only when things started to fall apart that he had to resort to, like...
vagaries?
Yeah.
I'm bummed out that the cold open promised Guinan in this episode.
Yeah! She goes away, doesn't she? She's still trapped in that fucking mystery.
It also promised Taekwondo. And
I don't think it promised Taekwondo.
Yeah, I don't miss.
There was like a 10-second shot. Like somebody had to build that Taekwondo studio.
Yep. And costume everybody.
Yeah,
and
everybody had to get. They had to get gis for everyone, and like they only showed it in that one clip.
I assumed that was how Worf broke his wrist originally, because he wanted to go hardcore Tai Chi, and they were like, Worf, calm down. He was like, roar!
I think what's funny is he was like, there are very few people on this ship who could break my wrist. Mr. Data is one of them.
Apparently Troy is
like,
too.
Later on, it's like, so,
the stack of boxes.
Yeah.
So it was Troy, huh? Shut up.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, so Troy's brain got taken over by the monster. But somehow she has super strength.
I mean, the same thing happened when we had those little worms in the back of our necks.
But that was because of like
conspiracy.
Didn't it, stimulate the adrenal gland?
That was just judo, where you use your own opponent's strength against them.
That was Aikido.
I don't fucking know. I'm babbling bullshit that I heard in a movie once.
Judo was the movie. Judo?
Here's why. You ready to hear why I think it's Aikido? It's exactly why you think, but he always uses their momentum against them.
True.
He never actually hits anybody. He just kind of helps them fuck themselves up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Doctor Who.
The third doctor. was a practitioner of Venusian Aikido.
Venusian Aikido, gentlemen.
Anyway.
I hope I didn't hurt you.
I do.
Much.
So yeah, there were some stupid clues to follow.
A lot of clues to follow.
Clues. And they didn't even get the mail.
The mail was my favorite.
They didn't consult with...
It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail! I love
Nor
that
did they
show.
go to 10 Forward to consult
I've never
with.
seen that show.
You've never seen Blue's Clues?
10
You haven't
forward
lived.
for Blue's Clues.
Oh my god, yes, but only the good
Steve
episodes with
episodes,
Steve,
yeah.
So
No offense,
also,
Joe,
y'all
but-
know, offense, Joe, you suck.
Hey, he just took a job.
Hey, he shouldn't have sucked at it so much. He'd have to make it a blow
What
job,
the fuck
okay?
are you talking about?
So, okay, the first host of Blue's Clues was Steve, and he was awesome. And then he left, and they hired Joe. And the internet was like, yeah, because Steve killed himself or is a heroin addict or something. And none of that's true. He just got sick of doing the show.
No, I heard that he started going bald and didn't want the kids to like see him going
have a
bald
wig.
and didn't want. I don't think he wanted to wear a wig.
He certainly is definitely bald
Wait
now,
a
so.
minute.
Is he really Steve's bald now?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Seriously?
This show evidently premiered in 1996. Are you telling me as 10, 11, or 12-year-old children you were
I can-
watching
Yep.
Blue's Clues?
And I can explain
Absolutely.
to you why. It's because
It was on before school.
in the summer. No, for me it was because
Oh.
during the summer the programming was still like Nick Jr. all day, and if you had nothing better to
Oh,
do,
that's true.
you watched Blue's Clues.
Or if, like me, it was the summer and you had a lot of younger cousins.
I'm pretty sure I was watching reruns of Quantum Leap around this time.
Wow, you know what my brother and I watched for the longest time before the late stages of school was a show called Pappy Drew It, which
Never even heard of that.
it was a children's drawing show. It was kind of like a Bob Ross thing, but with
Okay.
just sketching, and the guy would teach you how to draw an easy little cartoon scene.
Oh, that's fun.
But it was in this world, Pappy Land, where this crazy drawing man just lives amongst all kinds of weird animated crap.
So isn't this is probably right about around the Stickly era, I would presume.
No, was he a
to
little
me,
earlier? I don't
Stick,
remember anymore.
Stickly, P.O. Box 963, New York City, New York State, 10108. I'm gonna write that fucking popsicle stick a
else?
letter, and he best answer.
Who else? Because there was Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper and Baby Paprika.
Paprika, there was
Who else? There was the dog, of course.
Blue.
Oh, didn't Blue have a counterpart? Magenta? Or did
Yeah,
Katie
Magenta
show up?
Magenta
Eventually
would join.
Magenta showed up.
There was
yeah.
Pail and Shovel, and I think there was
Right,
another one that
right.
hang out outside.
Remember?
Is there a Londo, maybe?
I didn't watch
Anyway.
any of these shows.
Man.
Yeah,
you're-
no. But no,
you're
Stick Stickly
both
was.
deprived and advanced, Jake.
I think Stick Stickly was around the same time, but he was Nick in the afternoon. Or
Yeah.
whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Also, what
No,
time
it was
is
Disney
this?
afternoon. This was like up until 3 p.m. or
Yeah, it was
whatever
like,
when people were
The
at
Nick
school.
Jr. block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
And it was hosted by Face. Remember Face?
Oh, I hated Face.
Fuck you, Face. Anyway. the
We
point
really
is-
liked this episode, huh?
Yeah,
It's,
no.
the thing is, it's not a bad episode or anything.
No,
it's
it's
just very, very simple because it's a bottle episode.
It's not really much
I
to
found
go
it
into.
a little dull, to be honest.
Really? See,
I like the mystery.
I enjoyed Data. I like how often Picard said clues and minor mystery, like 8 fucking times.
Yeah, like, I think like it wasn't bad, but I was kind of bored. I was
Yeah,
like,
it was fine. It's forgettable.
It was a mystery.
Also, I
episode.
think like the resolution, the villains. I don't know if you call them villains, but sure, whatever. I don't know. I did feel like that felt a little like rushed,
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
and like the
I like the
flashback.
resolution.
Or like it would never happen.
I mean, I
also.
like the
no, we're not going
resolution.
to waste any more time.
Yeah, exactly. If I were the aliens, I'd just be like, "Nah, you fucked it up. We gave you like a chance out of the kindness of our green hearts, but you fucked it up, and we don't have time for this shit."
No, but
So-
they're probably still thinking of what Picard had said the first time, where it was like,
this is their actual like 8th time through, and they haven't figured it out how to get them the fuck away from their planet yet.
but it's like, yeah. if
Well,
we
they're
had a
probably
prize-
also bored.
Maybe.
They don't get many visitors. Maybe this is their entertainment.
They're just masturbating all day.
Also,
That sounds
I
awful.
do not believe that there's no way to wipe a memory from Data. Like,
Well, just no way they understand how to do.
no, but I bet you like Geordi could have done it.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You know,
Geordi's one of the only people on board that could have done it.
like Picard could have been like, "Hey, Geordi, wipe Data."
But they all need Data to wake back up, don't they?
No, because they would have just woken up on their own once the neuro tranquilizer wore
Yeah,
off.
but
Yes.
then it wouldn't have just been 30 seconds.
Yeah, but nobody would have known the truth, so it wouldn't matter.
Well, then they wouldn't know how long it would take for them to wake up, and they wouldn't know how long to program the yeast
I mean-
to feel like it grew.
The thing is, they could wipe his memory, but still have him be conscious, so that from his perspective, Like, if they could set a program to do it, and he could,
then he's watching everybody else getting their memories blanked and being like, I wonder what they're all doing.
Well, like, you blank everyone else first. They all collapse.
Well,
he
then
pushes
there's
a
one
button.
Oh, he has to blank himself.
Yeah, there's like a button he pushes or something, which doesn't
Whoa.
seem inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I love the fact that now Data, this is something Data just has to live with forever now, is that he can never tell anybody about this planet. He can never tell his ship what really happened. And whenever he goes on vacation, he can go to Paxton and hang out with everybody because he's cool.
I mean, that's the thing. Luckily for him, like, unlike us, it's not frustrating to keep a secret, you know?
No, here's
it's
the
just
thing.
a fact.
I think the Paxtons taught him a lesson in humanity more, like, well than anyone else has done.
Yeah, so
That
certainly
little
with
smirk,
Scrooge.
that little smirk at the end showed that he was enjoying the feeling of having a secret.
Like he had that smirk when he was enjoying banging Yar.
Exactly. So yeah, now he knows two human things that are great: sex and secrets.
Here's an important thing.
Sex and secrets, a Data story.
As we know from this episode now, from the fact that, you know, Worf was able to run back as he heard Deanna scream, those quarters are not soundproofed.
I had to stop her screaming.
So the whole ship
No.
heard when Data and Troy were doing Data and Yar were doing
Everyone
it.
was shit-faced, though.
That's true.
Everyone was doing it that day.
Yeah, but no, when anybody has sex, though, the whole ship can hear it.
Yeah, when Loxana Troy's on board.
Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, she would anyway, but... Oh, you mean because she'd be banging all the time.
Mr. Holm, bring the ovipositor! Picard has rebuffed my advances again!
That big luggage she carries has
Oh, yeah.
a Sibian in it.
Oh, what?
It's like a vibrator that you ride on.
A Sibian?
Yeah.
How do you know that? Do you have one here that you ride on?
It's in lots of porn.
It's in porno. It's a porno thing.
Do you watch a lot of porn?
I watch a fair amount of porn.
Do you?
I
Oh,
have.
what kind of porn do you like?
Sibian porn.
See, at first it
Obviously.
sounded like you said Simeon, and I was like, I don't like where this is going.
No.
There's a small monkey in that luggage.
A sex
She
monkey.
fucks. With a giant penis.
No, it's not
The
even,
penis is just coiled up in the top.
no, it's not even got a big penis. It just holds the dildo for her.
Oh.
Poor little
We call this one the Simeon.
I shouldn't have said it even though
That's bagel.
No, that was Data's gavel last week.
Oh, yeah. He had a cool gavel.
Yeah, he was using his dick as a gavel.
Sorry, I caused it for once.
Yeah, you should be.
Anywho.
Anyway, speaking of Marina Sirtis, she got to act a little bit this week. That was
bit.
fun.
I am Marina Sirtis. I am acting now. You have come here to my place, and I will poop in you.
Yep.
What?
That's what I remember her saying. How do you remember it?
You know, I honestly don't, so for all I know, you two are right.
Chris is like, I was sleeping.
Yeah, that certainly happened.
I mean, I was awake, I just wasn't, fully...
We also learned
We were all
that
on
nobody on the Enterprise sleeps like a normal person. Because
Yeah!
she like sleeps in like a partially propped
Yeah,
up
like a
position
45-degree angle.
In some
with,
plants.
with her head in some
plants.
plants.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Maybe those are like plants that give off.
Soporific.
Yeah, so like if you have insomnia, you just put your head in
I
the
like
bush,
Yeah, there we go.
and it puts you to sleep.
I know someone's head in my bush usually helps me sleep better.
So, is it...
Something, oral sex.
I realize that's a word I've only ever read. Is it soporific or
I
soporific?
believe it is soporific.
Oh, okay.
But it was a good... It was...
That's also the name of a wet T-shirt porno.
Soporific?
It should be if it's not. 'Cause
Like
you're
sopping.
sopping wet.
So soporific.
Soap would work too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep,
Soapy.
soporific means making drowsy.
I do have actual other notes.
Oh, thank
from
God
this
someone
episode.
does.
Let's go to Miles O'Brien. We learned that he's injured himself again. He keeps injuring himself and ending up in sickbay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was even in this.
He
Kayaking
trying to
episodes
hang
and
a
this, that, and the other
painting?
thing.
Yeah, he must beat off
No, a
really
plant.
hard.
He was
He was trying to hang a plant because Keiko's been trying to teach him how to keep a
I
plant
bet
alive.
you he was hanging the plant and Keiko walked in and pulled the chair
Yes,
out.
I was gonna say that. I was like literally just thinking she kicked
Keiko
the
walked in,
fucking
just
stool out
punched
from under
him.
him. Right in the balls.
Because
She probably that's probably not bullshit. She probably just beats him, and he was like, "I was hanging a plant and it fell down." And
I am so
fell down some
confused
stairs. There aren't any stairs on the
about what
ship.
Keiko... Like, oh, right. She tried to stand up on their wedding day, which was pretty shitty.
she fed him that awful looking food.
But she came around and... as far as I can tell, she hasn't done anything.
She just tried to murder him with that plant situation.
Yeah, aren't you paying attention?
No, first she's introducing more plants because she wants him to grow more of the food that he hates. And then she also doesn't love him at all.
She probably
Keiko
shared
is
his
just
face
awful.
once, too.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Everyone
agrees.
She is the worst.
But the internet says a lot of things I don't agree with, so...
But we did finally... well, not finally, because we met her kind of once before.
Oh.
Alyssa Gawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we told her we don't need your help.
Hey, Alyssa. Never mind.
I'll take care of it myself, alright?
Well, because she was busy dealing with that crewman who would apparently shit himself to death.
We met her in Future Imperfect.
Yeah.
Where she was magically the same age.
That's true. Yep. And I asked, do we meet her again, and is she actually younger? And no, she wasn't.
No,
you know what it is? That was her clone.
Oh.
She is a human, but she's from a society that clones itself. Mm-hmm. Like that society we saw with all the triplets.
Maybe she's an android.
So yeah, we didn't actually see Keiko this episode. We just heard tell.
Yeah, we heard how bad she was being.
We heard about
Miles.
how horrible she was.
How she beats him and
trying to teach him how to raise
after
plants.
she breaks his legs and things.
No,
she
he just
makes
has a
him
brown
do more
thumb.
housework.
He's trying to connect with his wife, the
He's got a brown
botanist.
thumb. Sounds like he didn't know how to do it at the
You did this last week. It means you can't keep plants alive.
I know
That
what
wasn't
the
on
fuck
there.
it means.
I know, but I just wanted to get it on the record.
I don't think we got that on air, though.
Brown thumb also could mean you suck your thumb up your bum and you got poop on it.
I don't know. I think it's worse that Worf had that wrist problem. Like, what was he doing?
There are multiple definitions for brown thumb, okay?
You put your thumb in your brown eye and you go with a brown thumb.
Yeah.
We keep going back to this, don't we?
You, my brown eye girl.
You can cut on this.
No, you can't. No. You best not.
The audience lives for the brown eye people.
You do it every fucking week.
We haven't done brown eye in a while.
We haven't done it in a while,
This is a return to form, okay?
Yes,
Speaking of which, Worf's tragic fisting accident.
Okay, that's funny.
There's only one person on the crew whose ass could have broken by this like this, and it's Data. Data's asshole is like a pit bull's jaw.
I posit there is one other person on the ship whose ass can clench that tight.
No, stop. Don't even try.
And it is Reg Barkley.
I don't know who
Oh,
that is.
that's why you missed that. You gotta go back and watch that episode, Kate.
Oh, Jesus
Because
Christ.
he's just so, tense all the time, you know?
So,
Would
yeah, that's
shatter.
actually an interesting point. Do you think
Oh.
That's an interesting point.
that, Reg,
That's the punchiest episode, and we're not even
did
hungry.
he just
sorry.
pass out in the holodeck, you think?
What?
Possibly.
Reg?
No, I think he already had fallen asleep, so he didn't even
That's
realize
true.
anything was wrong.
No, but I mean, that's where Geordi passed out.
Ooh.
Probably being creepy with basically anyone.
Oh. I think this episode is a lot of great stuff improving Jake's Data is actually lore theory. Because he's so good at lying.
I don't know. He was pretty
smirking.
bad at lying.
Yeah,
he
Maybe
was a
this
little bit
is
bad at
evidence
lying.
against my
Okay, it's
theory.
definitely Data. Sorry.
Yeah.
But he was good at smirking, like something what Lore would do.
That's true.
One thing I thought interesting is that Picard tells Data, you'll get a court-martial, and then they're going to murder and disassemble you.
Yeah.
Well, because he's malfunctioning.
Yeah, but they've already established, if somebody's mentally ill,
You murder and disassemble
you
them.
just,
Yes.
you fire them from their important job that, they, put people in jeopardy at for whatever reason. But you don't murder and cut their brain open.
So I was actually reading up on this episode, and there are a lot of similarities noted between this and a Red Dwarf episode called Thanks for the Memory.
Huh.
I had never seen Red Dwarf. I forget if there are friends that I have who talk about that one, or
You're
if
a
other
fan, aren't
people
you?
do.
I've seen a lot, but not all of it.
Okay, there you go.
I don't like it. But, no, I've seen one episode, and it was this one, which I watched this week when I saw that there were mentions of similarities to this episode. It is a British sci-fi sitcom, and it's exactly what you'd expect it to be. So it's very, very British, and and this was from 1988, so it's very, very 80s.
Woo.
And it's about a man in space, and he's the last human ever because he's been in stasis for, I think, 10,000 years or 1,000 years. A good number of years.
Yeah, he wound up accidentally in stasis on this ship where he was like some low-ranking nobody.
Yeah,
and
the second lowest ranking nobody comes back as a hologram to keep him company.
Yeah, his engrams somehow got saved.
And in this episode, the hologram guy is talking with him about, I never had a girlfriend. I've never known love. I've never had a girlfriend. I've been kissed once in my life. And the main character feels bad for him. The main character, Lister, uploads a memory of his into the hologram guy, Rimmer, so that he might have a little love in his life and actually remember, he wakes up and he remembers, oh wow, there was a love in my life and this was great. And he starts talking about the love in his life until he realizes, wait a minute, none of this makes any sense. These are your memories. And the other guy admits, yep, these are my memories and I just wanted to do something nice for you. But instead the guy feels really, really like what word am I looking for?
Bad?
Bad. Well, bad, and also like he's been... Oh, fuck. Why is the word not on my fucking tongue?
Molested?
Yeah, he feels a little molested. That's a good word for it.
Violated?
Violated. That's the one. He feels very violated by this. So they say, Trombone. So they say, okay, well, in that case, so that nobody remembers that we did this, let's wipe our memories, and you won't have to know how bad we made you feel, and won't have to make you feel violated anymore. So they wipe all their memories, they wake up, and they realize something's different, and they I finished my jigsaw puzzle. When did I do that? When did we break our feet? in the time that we've been asleep. And they go back and they work out the clues, and they figure out what actually happened, and they rub it more in the other guy's face that he never loved anyone.
Yay!
At par for the course, because Rimmer's kind of a dick.
I hardly know her.
That was probably a better episode because it was probably shorter.
It was very short. It was 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're only half hour long at most, usually. Actually, there's a Star Trek connection as well. They tried to do a US version, possibly twice,
This show
Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf keeps
Coming
fading
back.
out and coming back and fading out and coming back. It's been around since '88. It keeps coming. I think the most recent one was in 2016.
Yeah, they did either a new season or a TV movie or something.
Yeah.
But they tried to do at least one, possibly two US versions, and one of them had Terry Farrell, future Jadzia Dax, as a character.
Do you know that there was also a series, it was a made-for-TV movie that was supposed to be a pilot for a TV series called White Dwarf that was ridiculous. It was about a planet that was half...
Is that the one your friend likes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is real.
It was always half...
I also was suspicious.
No, I've heard of this.
It was half the planet was always in light and half the planet was always in dark, and there was a kid that could transform into animals. Oh. But it was about this country doctor from Earth that got assigned to go to this planet, and the doctor was played by the same actor that played Lieutenant Hawk in Star Trek First Contact. The next episode, First Contact.
Oh, that's a good segue.
Crazy
Jake.
connection, huh?
I have already forgotten clues.
We just finished talking about it.
I know.
We just finished talking about what?
It's because we wiped your memories. That's why, Chris.
I wish.
I liked clues.
Come on, we were only talking about it for 30 seconds.
Well, it felt like 24 fucking hours.
So it was really clever.
Wait, my beard grew.
How can you tell?
It couldn't have been that long.
Oh, wait. My beard also grew.
I've noticed.
Oh, shit.
So what was really clever about First Contact was that...
The title.
Was how they would reuse the title later?
The majority of it was, surface-based.
Surface-based?
You mean on planet?
Yeah, it
followed... from the point of view of the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really, really big deal, too. I think they had to get special permission to write this episode from the point of view of the aliens, because I think it was one of Gene's giant rules.
Jesus fucking Christ, Gene.
But I thought,
Are you dead yet?
No.
Yes, he's dead.
No, I mean...
He's been dead for
Wait, what was the problem?
Jake, thanks.
I don't understand why this was such a problem.
Because he's an idiot.
Because they didn't want episodes from someone else's point of view. They wanted the Starfleet officers to be the points of view.
Seems kind of close-minded of him. You know?
It does.
For someone that had so many good ideas, he also...
For someone who wanted to, reach out into the universe and see these aliens. You don't want to hear their stories, maybe?
Yeah, it was really cool to see
Only if they're naked.
Here's these fucking borderline magical people who just appear and disappear.
Yeah.
And their organs are in the wrong place. And
We'll get to that.
And to see, like, you know, it very much was like sort of an almost 1950s culture of like, ooh, little green men.
Yeah. Yeah, this episode was kind of an homage to the day the day the Earth stood still.
Oh, sure, I can see that.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was...
Just what happens when a really advanced being comes down. It's like, hey, we live here, we live in the universe too. And you're like, oh, dear God. Wow. We're so fucking tiny.
Yeah, it would not have worked as well from the perspective of Starfleet.
Yeah, because
for them it's Tuesday.
Yeah, because then the episode is more, how do we get back Riker? Instead of these people, oh God, our universe is different from what we thought it was. And our hearts are in the wrong fucking place.
And we've done How Do We Get Back Riker with Who Watches the Watchers. So it would have just been a rehash of that.
Good, I like Who Watches the Watchers, so.
But even if you did, like, you don't want it again.
Maybe I do.
No, fair. Yeah, no, it was a really clever way to do it. And it didn't even occur to me at first. Like, after a while, I was like, oh, wait, this is pretty much all planet side. That's really neat.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Thanks, Jake.
Did we get any Geordi in this episode?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I know.
But we did get... No, never mind.
We got everybody else, at least a little bit.
We got a little bit of Crusher.
I think we got Worf.
No, we didn't.
Did we? What did he do?
He was just at his station at one point.
Okay.
Yeah, and
he
he
escorted the Prime Minister to the transporter room and assigned quarters to... What's her name?
Oh, they didn't freak out that there was a Klingon in the room?
Well,
They
by then
didn't know
they'd
what a
already seen the
Klingon
Vulcan.
was.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Let's go through 10 forward and see all the other sentient things that exist.
So, yeah, it
like
must have
Livingston.
It must have been awkward when Worf was escorting that guy to the transporter room. The guy was like, so I heard the first contact with your people went disastrously.
When do we learn this story?
Picard mentioned
Picard
it in the
told
episode.
it to the Prime Minister.
I missed this.
You weren't paying attention?
Wow.
Apparently.
This is a great episode for not paying attention.
Yeah.
Sounds like you missed some of the clues.
Picard, it was the
First
it was
contact.
the anecdote.
Sorry,
Picard
I was knocked
said.
out.
He's like when he was trying to explain why they do all their research. He was like, yeah, decades ago, our contact with the Klingons was disastrous and led to decades of war. So it's a good thing we do this now and avoid all those problems.
Is the implication there that Klingons didn't achieve like space travel and warp until the Federation was just about to meet them?
No, I think the implication...
Or was their first contact in space when they were out?
Yeah, I think the suggestion was just that, like,
about?
it's dangerous to make any kind of first contact in space.
That's true. Well, I mean, first contact is dangerous no matter what. First contact is dangerous on planet.
Yeah,
You
so
could
let's
meet
send
the
the
people
captain.
who just shoot you no matter what you are.
We'll see that first contact in Enterprise.
Oh my.
Yeah, Picard's case, right, his whole explanation does make some sense, because it's like, yeah, this might not be the safest way to do things, but it's
The
certainly...
surveillance on planet stuff?
Well, yeah, and like beaming down himself.
Let's spy on them for a while first.
But it's certainly, if all goes well, it's a lot better than we find you floating in space and you open fire on us and we have,
So
problems.
instead, let's live among them, gain their trust, and bang their women first, so that they start a relationship with us, and then we tell them, by the way, we're aliens.
That was the real reason? That was
Weasel.
the real reason they wanted Riker back so badly. They're like, oh, he's just going to start plowing.
Although, I gotta say,
Riker's a bad choice.
I got the impression, maybe they did bang, but part of me thinks he might have just been, flicking the speed bag a little bit.
No one calls it that.
I'm sure
No
someone
one.
does.
I
Someone
just-
must, because he just did.
I just coined it.
Yeah, no, he wants it to be a thing.
Flicking the speed
Just-
bag?
No.
What is a speed bag?
No,
It's like
Don't-
the
don't-
thing that
Oh, is that what that's called? That's
yeah,
a
and I'm
speed
thinking
bag? You sure he wasn't just punching her in the clit over and over again?
Look, you two can go to hell. They fucked.
Yeah, they certainly.
I think they fucked. What are you saying? I can go to hell.
like, how do we know it's compatible?
Because everyone in this galaxy is somehow
thing is,
compatible.
What if
The
she
thing
actually
is-
needs
okay,
you
we're
to punch her in the speed bag to make her come?
That's a point.
What if her whole uterus comes out and you just come onto it and then it slurps it back in? Maybe that's how they do it.
That was disgusting. Ames, what were you going to say?
Well, I was launching off of that horror show right there. The whole anatomy. Caitlin's dying. Hang on. You alright, Caitlin?
She's fine.
Yes.
Just keep talking.
The whole anatomy problem makes no sense because we've discussed how, and we'll see in future episodes that all beings have come from the same seed. Probably Sargon's seed. Riker's seed. Sure.
Hey, didn't Sargon say that?
Yeah, Sargon said, we jizzed all over the planet so that pretty much everybody is our children.
Well, that's kind of cool because that's actually, the Greeks kind of believed that kind of shit. Like, that like someone would spill some semen onto the ground and then life began. Like,
that's what...
Someone tried to...
I didn't realize the Greeks knew a lot about space travel, but okay,
it's Apollo.
Exactly. No, but like, there's a myth or something where like somebody tries to rape Athena, but he misses and jizzes on the ground, and something happens. Life is created from his jizz.
And then he feels really embarrassed because he didn't make it with Athena. Anyway.
Well, nobody makes it with Athena.
Yeah. So if all beings basically sprouted from the same basic structure, basic DNA imprint, which is why almost everybody looks vaguely humanoid. Mm-hmm. They have a skull, they have a body, they have arms and legs and a face and all the general things. Why are the insides always so fucking fucked up? Like, in some species the heart is, under a rib cage where it makes sense because it's protected by the fucking, what is this part?
Sternum.
Not thorax. Sternum, that's the one. Where it's in the thing and the whole shape makes sense and then you poop out your butt.
Oh my god, where do these people poop out of?
Oh god! Out the nipples.
Did you see those weird suckers at the end of the fingers?
Oh!
That's how they poop, I reckon.
Yeah, but and the other ones are like, why isn't his heart down here in his guts where it should be? And I'm like, what? No!
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. His kidneys are back here. Weird. I wonder what's in his skull. Let's find out.
I think the idea
Potato salad!
That the seeding, because I also think that the seeding is terrible. I think it's dumb.
It's the way to explain why human actors can play
for
these
the
characters.
last time. You don't need to explain that. You don't need to explain why the Klingons had heads in one episode and not in another episode. The fucking shit. You don't have to explain everything, Star Trek.
Because the way you the way you phrased that just made it sound like there's an episode where Klingons just don't have heads at all. They just walk up and voices come out of their collars.
That's right.
Hello, honorless pig. Hi. I guess Klingon.
Hi, headless Klingon.
But it doesn't need to explain. But if considering they did decide to do that, I would say probably the idea would be more that there is not necessarily that every species is exactly the same because there's still evolution, natural selection, but that there were perhaps genetic guideposts that were laid in there that allowed certain evolutionary traits to, like the shape of a human, for example. The humanoid shape was
the only guideline.
Like a predestined thing, It's the aliens are like, well, we want everyone to kind of look like us, so we'll encode that somewhere in there.
And then they're just full of bird seed otherwise.
But yeah, the whole thing doesn't make sense. The whole thing's bad.
Bird seed.
Like a hacky sack.
Where do you think birds came from?
Birds came from dinosaurs.
Wonderful sort of beanbag species. They're so squishy and friendly.
Birds love them.
Are dinosaurs bird seeds?
No, but dinosaurs are
like that.
feathered like birds.
I've heard that feathers are nature's hair.
What's hair, then?
Fake feathers.
Yikes.
Nature's fake feathers?
Nature's hair.
Hair is nature's fake threat ganglia.
Kaylin's hair is whack. In a good way.
Wackadoo?
He's like wacky, like you're zany. You got like a zany eraser head.
Zany eraser head, what?
It looks delicious.
It's like pointing straight up, like a razor head.
Oh, very. I guess that's fine. I think I was thinking of Hellraiser or something.
No.
I was like, I don't have pins in my face. The fuck?
Anyway, I was also thinking about the anatomy. Like, this is why the Telosians couldn't figure out how to put, what was her name, Vina?
Yeah, couldn't
figure out how to put her back together because they're like, the heart doesn't fit down here in the butt. What's going on?
They didn't have giant brains. That's actually where they kept most of their organs. Like, all this, mostly just, like, muscle and air pockets, like Kif's people.
I'm picturing two Telosians trying to put her back together, and one of them has the heart. It's like, I can't get this heart to go down here in the butt. And the other one goes, what? What? In the butt?
That was terrible.
Yep, good luck, Chris.
Thank you.
What in the butt?
Underwear.
Yikes.
So these people, though.
These people.
Don't talk about us like
they
that.
they're a fucking a society that is not ready for space travel. Yet they're really gung-ho about space travel.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they clearly haven't
That one woman
even,
was ready for it.
They haven't even done, like, it sounds like a basic rocket launch, but they've already figured out warp. Good on them. Shame the rest of them are a bunch of fucking
it sounds to
pukes.
me like the prime minister
They're all
there
fundies.
was like ahead of his time.
He was.
Like the other, like he seemed to be. It sounded like
How did he get elected?
they had a really conservative culture.
Oh, yeah.
And
Meddling.
this guy came in and did all these reforms, and that was what was pissing people off, or pissing off.
Maybe that's why there were those riots.
Dweebus.
Or whatever.
Mr. Dweebus.
That reminds me,
You
so...
look like a ding-dong.
We already discussed Bebe Newworth as the horny nurse. The Chancellor was George Coe, who some of you might know as the actor who was the voice of Woodhouse in Archer.
R.I.P.
And what was the other minister's name?
Crolla?
Crolla
The security minister?
Was, among other things, he will actually appear in more Star Trek later, but you might know him as the hotel manager who calls the Ghostbusters about Slimer in the original Ghostbusters.
This is all very exciting.
Well,
I was actually thinking watching these people, since it is watching the show from another viewpoint.
Yeah.
And you're seeing these people. I kept thinking, like, these people should have their own sitcom a la The Office, and that guy should be their Dwight.
He does look like their Dwight.
And he's a little bit off,
Yeah.
like Dwight.
What did you call him? At one point you called him Four Eyes.
You did.
I did.
For some reason.
Because he has those horrible glasses.
They're
were
awful.
special.
But I lost it. And I
You
don't even
did?
remember. You were like, yeah, Four Eyes, or good one, Four Eyes, or...
Something like that, yeah.
Nice glasses, 4 eyes.
Yeah, it was like something like that, and I just shit myself laughing.
Bebe Newirth's glasses were nice, though. I like those.
They were, yeah. Very trendy.
Yeah, well, they were very, fuckable nurse, those glasses.
Jizz right on those glasses.
No.
Why did I say that?
Because
I feel like
you're into
it
some weird
would be
shit.
a big violation of the Prime Directive to actually fuck the alien.
Yeah.
Well, Riker has fucked many aliens.
I know, but what if he knocked her up?
Well, how do we know that their seeds are compatible?
We know when 13 months later, because that's how long it is with this species, a baby comes out with a resplendent beard.
That's just how they look when they're born. It will be interesting to visit here again in 100 years to see what the seed that you planted today has blah, 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 blah,
Riker's
blah.
seed,
Also,
specifically.
okay, I kind of get the reconnaissance mission.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned that there's other people on the surface.
Yeah, who are they and how long were they there? Because there's
Couple
no way.
years.
I was thinking,
because there's no way Riker there was for years.
No, he was just there, like, coordinating with.
He was
guys.
checking in.
Yeah, see, I think Riker. Why is it Riker's job? He's fucking first officer on a ship.
Because he wants to plow
he's not
some
a,
aliens'
He's not a
eggs.
fucking like cultural specialist. Like he's not like a xenoanthropologist. Like he's been talking about as other positions on the fucking ship. So the other people on the surveillance mission were probably actual fucking scientists.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of weird logistical stuff seems to end up on his plate.
Like babysitting Wesley?
And if just like if he just needs
Making
to
an
like
omelet.
coordinate and gather information to bring back, then it does make some sense.
But,
No, you could get anybody to gather information.
Well, yeah, but I
You
mean,
could have Wesley do it.
Send
he's
gone.
data.
Yeah.
Just send data.
he
Why
definitely
would you send
can't blend
anybody?
in.
but what I don't get
Send a
is,
probe.
haven't these fuckers heard of the fucking buddy system?
True.
Like, go have a friend so that
Yeah.
if you get hurt in a flash riot,
Somebody can be like, hey, to transport
Yeah.
on my whatever.
That's the other thing. Like, yeah, they've left.
They even did that on Who Watches the Watchers. They split up because they're idiots.
Yes.
And they went down in a pair.
like, you would think that anytime you're going into a situation like this, you wouldn't only have the communicator as your sole ability to...
Do with the implant. They did an implant before.
They
It was great.
They put a Viridian patch on Kirk's back, and
And he never took that coat off.
yeah,
Luckily.
and you could find him halfway across the galaxy.
But
So-
also, again, like I said, they left. They finally got Riker. They left. They presumably took their scientist with them. But somewhere on that planet is Riker's communicator with technology they shouldn't have.
To see what you've wrought from the seeds you planted here today.
It's like when McCoy would leave his communicator places too. He did that all the
Got all
time.
the time.
The communicator badge is literally it's just gold. It's solid gold. The communication, the magic is in you.
Aww.
Shut the fuck up.
They have fucking communicators that can reach the ship. Well, the ship's in the fucking outside the atmosphere and orbiting. These motherfuckers don't have email? They need information? Fucking text me. It's fine. Just text me. We're good.
Yeah.
I want to know why the fuck the people on the planet call the planet Malcor 3.
Yeah, if they think they're the...
Or we're the citizens of Sol 3.
And
That's
they consider themselves the center of the universe on Malcor 3.
So it should be Malcor.
Those Malcor 1 and 2 assholes, fuck them.
When did they say they thought they were the center of the universe?
Oh, they did.
They say it a couple times.
That was the whole
It comes
conceit.
up a bunch of times.
That's why they're not ready to learn about
I'm
the
pretty sure the scientist
their
literally
religion,
says, we believe we're the center of the universe.
Their religion is that they are the only people in the universe.
And then the Chancellor says, I went from thinking I was the center of the universe
Well, no, what he said was, I ruled the universe as I knew it.
That was a different thing.
Yeah.
But whatever. But they
said it said that they believe they were something
more than once.
But yeah. Because when they were naming their planet, they probably did not have telescopic capabilities.
Yeah, no, there's a reason we call our planet Earth.
Yeah.
we thought it was everything.
They would just call it Malcor.
Yeah,
that's the name of our planet.
It's like
Malcor.
you said, it would be as if we retroactively called our planet Sol 3.
Why do we call our planet Earth?
Because just it was made of Earth. It was the Earth. It's all that there was, we thought.
Okay, so Earth, the word Earth comes from talking about the soil as Earth?
I always assumed.
I don't know. I don't know what it literally
Terra.
meant.
The brain is the only thing
Earth
named itself.
What's that from? An episode of this?
No, it's not an episode. It's just a thing. And it's also true. When you think of it.
What named itself?
The brain.
Oh, that's fun.
So presumably Malcor in their language would mean something like ground.
And you got hair on
Actually, that's interesting. How come the universal translator doesn't translate every planet's name
to
Earth?
That's probably what the names mean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
Or at least the home worlds. Like Vulcan probably means Earth.
Yeah, I think a lot of different countries on Earth, their literal translation means this land.
So
or
Sarek,
land of X people.
Sarek, I'm curious, how did your ancestors name your planet? Well, it's the process of heating and cooling rubber to add strength and elasticity. Vulcanization.
Yeah, vulcanization. Yeah, I understood. Thought it was funny. That's why I was laughing.
Yeah.
Indeed. We done? We done here?
No, we got one more reference to Robert, who isn't good for much, but really good at
But
grapes.
he actually gave, and so that was a bit of continuity because Robert gave Picard that bottle when he left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Robert told Picard, "Don't drink it alone."
And he didn't.
That's right.
That's really a nice touch.
I
was really afraid
Robert probably wanted him to drink it with a lady, but
Well,
this weird alien guy will do.
Or at least not on a first contact that went kind of tits up.
I'm surprised the Malcorians didn't freak out when they saw Livingston. What the fuck is that? it's a fish. Ah! Why is it like that?
Don't think they have fish.
It's moving.
And they might not have fish like Livingston.
Also, you would think that if they had been on the planet for years doing reconnaissance, they would have known the names of the continents and not just, I'm from the southern continent.
That might just be what they call that continent. They don't call the heart. They called it the artorial unit.
You know what it is? That's because... honestly, I'm not kidding. It's because basically the writers know that to us, the viewer, giving it a name means nothing. Because they pulled the same bullshit with the... that terrible terrorism episode from last
Bread and
season.
circuses. Nope, not that one.
The one where Bev got Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, shitty episode.
Zip, zap,
Well,
zop.
or if we're going to talk about... talking about the universal translators, it could just be that
The name
literally
Planet
means
Magna
southern
Roma.
continent.
But yeah, the terrorists were from the western continent in that episode.
What
so.
the fuck was that episode called?
I do not remember. It was bad, though.
Speaking of universal translator, I always thought it was part of the communicator or something. Have we ever talked about where that's located?
I always kind of assumed it was an earpiece.
How did Riker get to talk to them after he lost his
So
communicator?
if it is an earpiece, which I would buy, a Babelfish type deal, couldn't they just build a communicator into that?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be smart.
Or at least a tracker. So
I
that
feel
in case
like
you
we
get lost.
see it in DS9 where it is, but I could be wrong because I think we see that Nog has it, but Quark doesn't, or something like that.
Well, when they
Maybe it's in the butt.
spoiler alert, when the Ferengi make first contact with the primitive species,
they eat them.
they're when Nog, Quark, and Rom make contact with the primitive species, their universal translators malfunction. And theirs are in their ear because they start banging on the side of their head, and the other species thinks it's some sort of form of communication, so they start doing it.
That's
and
adorable.
then Quark is like, "These guys are idiots."
I adore Quark.
But then again, I'm sure the Ferengi put a lot of stuff in their ears.
That's true.
Nature's pocket.
Umox.
I was gonna say it's not nature's pocket. It's, yeah.
Ferengi sex organ.
I've never had umox like this.
Do you think Data knows Umox?
Yep.
God, yes.
He's knowledgeable in all kinds of forms of pleasure, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's good at umox.
No, he's got the
Great.
Kama Sutra memorized. He knows Umox. He knows Klingon mating rituals.
You just bite him.
I bet he knows
part of it.
Ponfar too.
Has a Vulcan hand shit.
Vulcan hand jobs.
Vulcan hand jobs. Ouch.
Ouch.
I was thinking it's like the Vulcan neck pinch, and it just makes the boner go away.
I was thinking.
Convenient for the women.
I
done now.
have a headache, and now you have a broken dick. I wonder if
Kind of pinch the left ball just right.
Ew.
why the left ball?
So
I was thinking it was gonna be like the neck breaking technique.
Oh, Tal Shia?
Tal Shia. There you
Shia.
go. There it is.
God, what a stupid thing to remember.
So they beat the shit out of Riker,
A couple of times.
and the nurse runs up to him, feels his side, and says he's bleeding internally.
Yeah.
That's a
Wait a minute.
interesting diagnosis.
Really sensitive because of the weird sucker fingers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they had
I'll buy
ten-
it.
Maybe they can hear through them.
There you go.
maybe.
Yeah, there we
I'll buy
go.
it.
Yeah.
What do they have ears for him?
Well, they hear through multiple organs, but
I was
Extra
reading.
sensitive.
I was reading up recently on the octopus. The octopus is nature's fucking terror.
Yeah,
And
octopuses are cray.
They're just messes of beings because they don't really have a singular brain. They have just a body brain.
yep.
They just have brain, like little mini brains in their suckers, little mini brains all over here, and they can just do whatever the fuck ever. Because I was reading an article, I don't know if you posted it, Caitlin. Where the fuck did I see this thing?
Not me, I don't think.
On where if you had to like perform CPR on a centaur, would you do it on the human part or the horse part?
Oh, I saw that article, but I didn't read
Find
it.
where the heart was and do it there. You'd have to know where the heart was.
Exactly, but where do you think the heart would be on a centaur?
I would expect
And
it to be in the human part.
The scientists just decided they should have dual hearts. They should have more than one heart-like organ.
I would say that for a centaur, it'd probably be in the horse part because I don't think there'd be enough room in the chest cavity of a human
for a heart big enough to
big
power
enough
a
to
horse.
horse.
That was one of the arguments.
Yeah, they would either
Let alone
need
fill that cock.
They'd
Ooh.
need either a secondary heart or some sort of like secondary pump system.
Wow, that really makes centaurs worse. Like if you were in love with a centaur, you'd have to take the horse cock.
You'd have to get them
Maybe
two
it's
valentines
a
for their
man.
two
Maybe it's a
hearts.
man-sized cock. Can you imagine a man-sized cock on a horse?
It
How
would look
ridiculous
really
would that
silly.
be?
It'd look really silly.
But
Occupy
No,
a
I'm
void.
just picturing
Yeah,
it. I need a
wild.
pencil. I want to draw it.
They have beaks.
Yep.
They can
Little
fit. They
people
can fit
balls.
through anything that their beak can fit through.
Yeah, it's kind of like cats in their heads
Yep.
because they don't have collarbones.
Well, it's actually their whiskers. The
Whiskers.
whiskers indicate, because whiskers can be wider than their face.
who doesn't have collarbones?
Cats.
No, he has a collarbone.
No, they don't. Not like we do. Not like
He
this.
just has a neck that turns into a body?
Bro, you
Yep.
know what else he doesn't have? He doesn't have eyelids. You ever watch a cat blink their eyes?
Their whole face
They
just
blink
squishes.
their whole shit. There's no eyelid. I mean, there's an internal lid, but they don't have like we
Kinda like
have.
Vulcans.
It's like their
Shut the
cheeks.
fuck up.
For sure. Watch a cat blink.
Let me bring a cat over here.
Y'all got two cats. Take a look sometime. It's
Next
awesome.
you're going to be
It's
telling me it
wild.
doesn't even have a mouth.
no mouth.
No, your cats only have assholes for mouths.
You gotta bring one. Oh, yep, it's happening.
Okay, we're going to do a little cat.
We're gonna do the white
anatomy.
cat because the black cat will hiss at Chris.
Also, he
White
was
cat,
asleep.
close your eyes.
Riveting radio.
Show Jake how you close your eyes, baby. Show Jake.
He's not gonna do it.
No.
He'll keep his eyes open all night.
He'll never blink again.
He'll just stare and stare.
But see, even now, his whole face. It's not a lid.
Good boy.
Give kisses? You funny boy.
Yeah, okay, I guess I can sort of see it.
You're not going to unsee it. We just FedEx and arrowed you with your cat.
You a good boy. My good boy, my good friend, yes.
But he definitely has a mouth.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a mouth. Yes.
And ears.
Oh, bless you. And he has a little cough or something. What was that?
He always wheezes and stuff.
Are you wheezy?
He's a snory boy. He likes to snore.
Boy. He's a wheeze.
All right. Well, anything else on Tale of Two Titties?
Well, I think Linnell is going to write a best-selling book. I slept with an alien.
My God, she probably is.
Absolutely. She's going to be famous.
Then they're going to turn it into one of those daily
Lifetime
broadcasts that the
Oh.
Chancellor said would distract people from the aliens, and it's just going to reignite everything.
Was this whole episode a commentary on, like, the Roswell conspiracy?
Probably.
Because they did, like, bring up several things, like the weather balloon and all
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a weather balloon.
Yeah, I like that joke.
That joke.
I got that reference.
I really
Right.
like this one. Clues was forgettable. This one I quite enjoyed.
I still liked Clues.
I like them both, but yeah, this is one of my. This is probably could be top 10 possibly, maybe top 15. I don't know, but it's a pretty good episode. I like.
Yeah,
this.
it's a really nice look at First Contact from the point of view of the other culture.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I think at first you're kind of like, man, they're shitting all over the Prime Directive, but then you're like, okay, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say from this season, it's definitely one of the top 15.
No, from this season?
Yeah.
I get
There
it.
have been 14 episodes? Oh, no, there's been 15.
That was the 15th episode.
Yes,
There
it
you
was.
go.
That was the... Yeah.
I got the joke.
I'm very funny.
Oh boy!
But looks aren't everything.
Next week is gonna be fun.
And
Go on.
it's our 100th episode, everybody.
100.
I quit.
Fuck.
I mean,
Why, what is next week?
next week
Are
is
they good or are they terrible?
well, we're gonna have the return of a
What are you
return.
touching on this cat?
His haunch.
Oh, I thought you were going for his balls.
Don't touch his
No.
butthole.
I'm going for neither his balls nor his butthole. I'm just touching his haunch.
Oh, it's so haunchy.
This right here.
A haunchy cat. So anyway, we have the return, so to speak, of a beloved character in Galaxy's Child.
Oh no, is it Troy's baby?
Better. Followed by some bullshit that happens in Night Terrors.
It's a good title.
Night Terrors. Galaxy's Child. Gonna have fun, folks. Join us next week.
Ooh, we should have some kind of special for the 100th episode.
We should.
We probably won't because we're lazy.
Yeah, yeah.
that cat.
I'll tell you what we should do. For the 100th episode, we'll do
2 episodes of TNG.
I like that. That's a good plan.
Ooh,
Good idea.
very good.
So that's all coming up next week. Until then, find us on subscribe.itunes.
What?
Jake!
That's a whole new fuck up.
What do you mean fuck up? That he's right. Subscribe.itunes.com/A Star to Steer By. Why are you guys acting like you don't know that's where our website is?
Subscribe to our iTunes and our Facebook. A Star to Steer Her By is the name of the show. You can also find us on Tumblr and Twitter, where our name is SBH Shit. SSH.
SB Podsest. What the fuck?
I don't think that was on purpose either.
Jake, are you having a stroke?
SSHB Podcast.
There we go.
Yes.
On Twitter and Stumbler.
Twitter and Stumbler.
We're
You
also
can tweet
on
some twats
Facebook
to us. Twits.
and other places.
Whatever.
Subscribe and like and 5-star.
Yep.
Tumblr.
Clearly.
SoundCloud.
Hey, you said it right.
I did.
And excitedly.
We're there on SoundCloud. I just remembered that's one where you have to do. So find us on all those places or
Doesn't
any.
have eyelids.
Yeah.
Find
Cats
us,
don't have eyelids, dude.
find us on any or
your
all of
face.
those places and write us a nice note if you like. If you don't, that's cool.
Look at your face.
My name has been Jake.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry.
You never know when Jake's going to stop rambling, and you have to be ready for it.
This has been Chris.
This has been Ames.
And this is always Caitlin.
And that's the white cat.
He doesn't blink.
He
blinks.
does, but his whole face has to
blink.
blink.
Well, and again, they do. They have like an internal eyelid, but
Like,
they don't
oh,
have
Give him
external
pass.
eyelids.
Oh,
They
put your
just
finger
have
in
a
his mouth.
face.
Look at his mouth.
I'm not putting my finger in his mouth.
Such a funny mouth. Have you ever gone to a foam party?
No.
No.
What is this? Do I want to
It's
know?
the most horrible thing. I went to one once. It was terrible.
What was it?
It's
Wasn't it like rain blobs?
yeah,
at you?
it's like where they take you're like at it's like a party at like a club or a.
What are you looking at, Caitlin?
Go on.
Jake's a party boy. We know
you're
this.
at a club, and basically what they do is they pump. I'm guessing like bubble bath or something through like a cannon.
And then you sing, "Hey baby, I
and
hear
then
the
like
blues
so
are
you
calling."
end up in like 2 to 3 feet of foamy soap bubbles.
What the fuck? Do they still do this?
It was big in like the mid to early to mid 2000s.
I'm trying to picture you at a club, and it is not working.
It sucks. They're terrible. But here's the problem. It sounds great in theory, but what it is, soap turns out is very, very slippery. So then when you have a bunch of drunk people dancing around on slippery, hard floors.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like Darwinism.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've been at 2 events that involved foam, and neither was particularly enjoyable.
Shit. There's still a thing.
Oh, yeah?
People are still having foam parties right in Boston. There was one in May 2016. Well, okay, that was a while ago.
Well, if you like foam parties, have you ever been to a rainbow party?
Those weren't real.
I know.
Happened like once. The media pretended it was
I don't
a
even
fad.
think it happened once.
What was it supposed to be?
Oh my! You never heard about the rainbow party? Oh, this
Oh,
is like
it was a big panic.
This was one of those like think of the children panics. Or late 90s, maybe, probably.
I feel like I was still in high school.
Yeah, so
Or
late
early
90s,
in college, so maybe early
90s,
2000s.
early 2000s, something like that. It was a scare. I think it was like a thing promoted by Oprah or something.
Some asshole.
That was that in high schools all around the country, there's the rainbow party. And what happens is it's a bunch of slutty girls that all put on different colored lipstick. So
to give blowjobs.
and
So
then
you have like rainbow
and then
on
they
your dick.
give blowjobs to the guys, and you get rainbow colored dick.
I like it.
I mean,
But that wouldn't happen because it would all just like the idea would be like it's a rings. So do they think that blowjobs just like and then somebody else does and they go a little farther out That's not how blowjobs work,
The
people.
kind of
It
people
would just
that-
all melt together into brown.
The
It would look
kind-
like
No,
shit dick.
The kind of people...
It wouldn't be a rainbow party. It would be a
Jake.
brown
Go
dick.
ask them out!
Jake, the kind of people who believe this sort of story and that this sort of story is peddled to have never done anything except missionary.
Like, perhaps, but I just don't how was that a thing? How was that a fear that people had?
Because if
they
you
never
say...
you can't know
if you
what a
say-
blowjob is and think that this would work.
The teenagers are doing X. There's going to be some swath of the population that believes it.
You know, the other one I remember from when I was a kid was my mother saying, don't accept... If anybody at school tries to give you stamps, don't lick them.
Oh, I never got that one.
Yeah, because it's LSD or acid or something.
That people were going into elementary schools and
giving
just
out
handing
acid.
out free acid to children for no reason. No reason at all. Here's some acid, children. Enjoy it. Here's some stamps. You want to lick them.
Why are you pseudo-German? Anyway.
That was German?
That wasn't
That
German.
was like a,
was
I
a
don't
pepper
know, like
pot.
a,
That was some kind of American
that was the
pepper pot
acid fairy
situation.
that visited
The
my
acid
elementary
fairy.
school.
Wow, that's
The goddess
hurtful
of
language.
empathy.
Oh, God.